Ho ho ho! And welcome to the Totally First Crochet channel. My name's Thomas and today I'm back again in the woods. It is a beautiful fall day again and I'm taking this opportunity to show you how to make these super fun and super cute granny square Santa ornaments. These cute little Santas are super fast and super easy to make, and they just look absolutely amazing. As you can see, you can simply hang them on the Christmas tree or on your shelf or on the window. Or how about sending those little granny square Santa ornaments as a little holiday greeting this year? And the best part, you only need one single granny square to make them. And I know this granny square doesn't look like a typical granny square because of course it has some special elements to it, but I will explain of course everything in the tutorial. My Santas told me that the real Santa is coming soon, so we better keep on going and make lots of those. Ho ho ho, let's make some super fun Santa ornaments. I think they're super adorable and they are made with just one granny square and it's a special one. Here you see the granny square that I created especially for this project, and as you can see by the way how I place the different parts, it then in the end when we put it together results in such a fun Santa ornament. Now this granny square works a little bit different than our usual granny squares, but I will explain everything in the video, of course. Usually we have for a granny square our clusters of 3 double crochets. We still have the same stitch count here, but we are going to make half finished double crochets that go over to other sides and closing the gaps because I wanted to reduce like those inner gaps as much as I could to create this sort of a fluffy look and feel, and I think it worked out pretty well. We still have the characteristic diagonal holes in our granny square, but overall it's much more solid. And the back, I mean, we don't have to sew in all the yarn ends completely. We can leave them because in the end when it's folded together then you won't see it. So again, this video is packed with quite a few tips and tricks, some old ones, some new ones, some very special ones like how to add the hanger in one go. But before going too much into detail, I think you just have to see it and then you have to make them because they're super fun and super cute. So of course what you need is the yarn. I'm using cotton yarn. I got this super pretty Christmas red yarn. It's from Hobby. All of them are from Hobby. They're either rainbow cotton or Friends cotton. They are all 8/6 quality. And in the back it says we would need a crochet hook 3 to 3.5, but I am actually going to use a 4mm crochet hook for this project. Of course, you can size it down if you want to, depending on the weight of your cotton yarn. Of course, you can make the same ornament with acrylic or wool, just whatever you have. I would just make sure that you have the characteristic Santa colors, the white and the red, and everything else then is pretty much optional. For the eyes, I'm going to use this dark gray, I would call it. You could of course use just solid black, but I thought this was a bit nicer and also a bit more easier to work with. Now, in terms of the eyes, of course, you can stitch them in like I did it here, or you could even use safety eyes, amigurumi eyes. This was actually my very, very first trial of this Santa, but here I used the safety eyes. They work perfectly well in here, but if we then put it together and it's flat, some parts of the eyes will come through, and I thought this would be something not very nice to have, so I prefer them in a stitched way. Then, of course, you would need some scissors and a yarn needle to finish everything off. So we are going to start here with the skin color part. And for that, as always, I'm going to start with a magic ring. I will do it like this. I do as if I would do a slip knot, and then I will take the end yarn and pull it through. Now I close the slip knot, and here we go. The magic ring is done. And of course, we don't start with a chain 3, we start with a fake double crochet or a stacked single crochet. So you go in the ring, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over and pull through 2 as if you would do a single crochet. And then we will go into the front loop, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over again and pull through both of the loops to have your first sort of double crochet for our first cluster. And then we make 2 more double crochets, so you yarn over and pull it through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and 1 more. And this one, we are not finishing it with the skin color. We are going to leave the skin color, and we are going to take the white, and we will just place it over our hook and then pull it through the last 2 loops to connect it. You can leave the end yarn behind. We are going to crochet over all the end yarns here. Then we chain 2 because this will be a corner. Then we make another cluster with 3 double crochets, now all in white. 1, 2, and 3. Then we reach the next corner, so we chain 2, and we make the next cluster, all in white again. And when you reach that last double crochet, again, don't finish it. Leave the white yarn behind and take back the skin colored yarn to close it. And then we chain 2 again. Start our next cluster with 2 double crochets first. Here we go. And the last one is going to be a half finished one. So we go through just 2 of the loops, 2 loops on your hook left. You leave the skin yarn behind and take back the white yarn. Where is it? It's right here. And pull it through the 2 loops on your hook. And now we can drag on our skin color end yarn to close the magic ring. And now we are closing our first round by making a half double crochet in the top of our fake double crochet. So you yarn over, go underneath both of the loops, yarn over and pull the yarn through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops, and you finished round number 1. And as you can see, the 2 skin color clusters are right next to each other, and we are also in the middle of the center face right here, so we can then always go up, which makes it easier, and like that we can always make everything in one go. We can already cut the skin colored yarn because we won't need it anymore, and I will leave the magic ring and everything in here like it is for until the end. I will finish it off once we're done. And now we can continue with round number 2, and for round number 2 we are going back into that front stitch here, or into that front loop here, yarn over, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through both of the loops, and then go in one of those side loops, yarn over and pull it through, and yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. So we have basically made another fake double crochet, and from this round on our clusters will be a little bit different, because we are not only going through the typical holes on the corners, we are also going to work always in the middle double crochet from the previous clusters, but I will show you. First up, we make a second double crochet in here. Then we are going to start our third double crochet, and we are not closing it. Instead of closing it, we go with a half finished double crochet into the middle stitch of our cluster, and for the skin colored ones we are also going in the back loops only, and this goes like this. You yarn over, you go in the back loop, pull the yarn through, yarn over and pull through 2. So now you basically have 2 unfinished double crochets here, and all you have to do now to close it is to yarn over and pull through the 3 loops on your hook. And something like this comes right in the next step. So you yarn over, we go back into that same skin color back loop right here, pull the yarn through, yarn over and pull through 2. So the half finished double crochet, and then we do another half finished crochet in our corner space here. So you yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2. So here we have our 2 unfinished double crochets, yarn over and pull through both of the loops, and like that you don't get like a bigger hole here, and you still have the same stitch count, which is of course awesome, because then you can always connect them and use them with regular granny squares. Now to finish this last cluster here, we have to make 2 more double crochets in our corner space, and then of course to create the corner we chain 2, and then we yarn over, make 2 full double crochets, And then we're doing the exact same thing like we did it here, except for that here we don't have a skin color. Here we can go regularly into the top stitch. So we first make an unfinished double crochet right here, and then yarn over and make the next unfinished double crochet in the top of the second stitch from this cluster. So now we have the two unfinished next to each other, yarn over and pull through both of them. Then yarn over, go back into the same stitch with an unfinished double crochet, yarn over, and we are already at the next corner. Two unfinished double crochets, and now they are both closed. And we finish this corner by making two double crochets, then a chain two, two more double crochets, and then again the third one is an unfinished one, yarn over, watch out for that middle double crochet from the previous cluster, two unfinished ones, yarn over and pull through two, yarn over and start the next half finished one, yarn over and go into the next corner space and finish it. Then again two double crochets, chain two, because this is the corner, yarn over and two more double crochets, and here we have a skin colored one, so we make a half finished double crochet here, and then the next one in the back loop of the second double crochet like this, and then yarn over and go back into that back loop and go into the last corner space, and we need two more double crochets, like this. And now we are going to close the second round with a half double crochet. So you yarn over, go into that top stitch right here, pull the yarn through, yarn over, and pull through all three of the loops, and like that round two is done. And now we are connecting the red to our piece, and this goes pretty easy. You put the red color over your hook and just pull it through that loop right here. Make sure to keep the yarn end close, and we are good to go with round number 3. And for round number 3, we first make a fake double crochet with the red. So you go back into that corner space, grab the yarn, pull it through, and you have a single crochet, and then go back into that front loop, that front bar, pull the yarn through, pull everything up, yarn over, and pull through the two loops, and we make a second double crochet in this corner, and then we have a half finished one like we did it in the previous round. So with a regular granny square you have clusters of 3. With this kind of a granny square you always have clusters of 2 somewhere in here in the middle, which sit basically on top of a previous cluster. Just keep this in your mind while going forward. And here's our cluster of 3, and here's the other cluster of 3. So we are again going to make stitches in the second stitch, or in the second double crochet, So once you have like your unfinished one here, you yarn over and make the next unfinished one in the middle of the previous cluster. And here we have our two unfinished ones again, and yarn over and pull it through, and then we make the next one in the same stitch, the half finished double crochet. And now we are also going to switch the color to white. So you yarn over, and when you had a cluster of two in the previous round, like we have it here, we are now going to make a cluster of three all in there. And the first stitch we are going to place there is, of course, a unfinished double crochet in white. And make sure to keep the red yarn right behind your work so you can incorporate it automatically. And here we have the two unfinished ones, and you yarn over and pull through both of them, and like that you also get, you see, you can get this wavy fluffy effect. Then in the same spot we make one more double crochet first, and then we do the exact same thing but reverse. So we yarn over and make an unfinished one, yarn over, and then we go in the top of the middle double crochet here from our cluster of three. There you go, in the top, and here's the unfinished one, yarn over and pull through both of the loops. And then we want to get to the corner. First we make an unfinished double crochet in the same spot, then yarn over and make the next unfinished one in the corner space, yarn over and pull through. And now we can finish it off by making two more double crochets, but the last one we are not going to finish. We are going to leave the white yarn because now we are switching again back to red. So you take the red yarn and just pull it through like this. Then we chain two, and in our same corner space we now continue with the red by making two double crochets first, and the third one again is an unfinished one, and we are going to finish it by placing a unfinished double crochet in the top of our third stitch from the previous round, and we continue like this, unfinished in the same stitch. Make sure to also carry the white yarn with you, and then if you press it out a little bit, here you can see the cluster of two, and we will just put our next unfinished double crochet in there, yarn over and pull through all of them. In the round before, this was a cluster of two. Now let's make it a cluster of three. One double crochet and then one half finished double crochet, and we are going to finish it by making a half finished double crochet in the top of the second stitch, yarn over and pull through two, and then we go in the corner first with a half finished double crochet, and then we go in the corner, two unfinished, and yarn over and pull through two, and you see even more this wavy fluffy Santa beard coming to life. And we finish the corner, we chain two, and then we do the exact same thing right until we reach the next corner. before we then switch back to white. So now I'm at the corner. I'm going to chain 2. Now we are going to leave the red yarn behind, take the white yarn, pull it over, pull it in the corner space, and make a double crochet. Then we make another double crochet, and then we have an unfinished one, and we finish it with another unfinished one in the next space, just like we did it before. Also make sure to keep the red yarn a little bit behind your work. Then watch out for that double cluster. It's right here. And then one double crochet. Then we make an unfinished one right in here. Then we leave the white yarn behind, take the red yarn, yarn over, and we are going in the middle stitch and close it, and then we make another unfinished one, and then go in the corner space, 2 unfinished, and close it. And now we just need 2 more double crochets, like that. And then to finish the round, we yarn over, go in our top stitch from the fake double crochet, yarn over, and pull through all 3 of the loops to finish this round. We can now also cut the white. We don't need it anymore. So the last round is a full red round. So this is going to be easy. And we are doing the exact same thing. So we go in that corner space, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, like a single crochet, then go in the front bar, pull the yarn through, yarn over and pull through 2, and we have the fake double crochet. Then we make 1 more double crochet, and then we have the first unfinished one, just like we did it before. Here's our cluster of 3, here's the middle stitch on top. So yarn over, go in there, make the next unfinished one and close it, then yarn over, go back into the same stitch, stop it right there. Here's our cluster of 2. So again, we go in there, make a next unfinished one, and make a triple cluster in here. And the last one we are not going to finish, so we yarn over, watch out for that next cluster of 3, which is right here, and finish it. And like that we continue. Here's the cluster of 2, so we go in there. Like that we continue all along until we reach at the end of this final round already. So it goes super fast, and I'll meet you once we're there. So we're at the end. There's just 1 double crochet left, and now we are going to close the round with a half double crochet in the top of our fake double crochet. And now I will show you how to directly add the hanger. So we go back into our corner space, grab the yarn, and now you will just take your finger, take the yarn, the loop out, grab it somewhere, and pull it through. And like that, you have the hanger automatically. Miraculously, the magic of crochet. And now we are also going to take this loop and pull it through like that. So in the end, here we still have a loop where in the next step we are going to sew the back part together. So what we can do now is to cut the red yarn. Maybe I will just show you again because I think it's such a cool trick. And like that, you don't have to add the hanger somewhere. So when you're at the end, you go into that corner space, grab the yarn, pull it through, 2 loops on your hook. Then you take the yarn on your finger and pull the finger out, grab the yarn and pull it through like this, and then pull it out a little bit and take that loop through while still keeping a working loop right here. You can still make it bigger or smaller, just as you wish, but the hanger is there and works perfectly. So here's our square, our center square, basically. And what we will do now is take care of the yarn ends first. For most of them, we already crocheted over them, so we can easily just cut them. And the same goes for the beginning one. So take the one from the magic ring and pull it tight, and then just cut the yarn off. And like that, your square is almost done. In the next step, we are going to add the eyes. And for that, I will be taking just a piece of my dark gray and make 2 pieces out of it. And then take the yarn needle. And the good thing is we always have our cluster of 3, so we can then orientate that we take our yarn and just sew it around the middle double crochet. And I will go along 3 times. But of course, feel free if you have a easier method or better looking method to do so. And here's the eye, and I will just make a double knot in the back because this will be hidden on the inside, and then just cut the rest off. And I do the same thing with the other eye, of course. So we are almost at the end. Now the only thing we have to do is to sew those two sides together, and we will do this the way I always do this, with crocheting along with slip stitches, taking always one of the outer loops. So we take our hook and grab our loop that we put there, and I will also take my yarn towards the inside, and now I will just determine where the stitches are. I will just align them a little bit. The first one is going to be a bit tricky because it's right here. I think I stabbed it. So where it is right here. Perfect. So we go in the back loop here, and then align it again, because after that it will get easier. And the first one is way up here, so you go and take that back loop, take your yarn and pull it through the first one, pull it through the second one, and then take it through with a slip stitch. And now our loops are better grabbable, so we can then easily go along the way to connect the both sides. And here we go. We are just going to take the first chain element back loops with us, and then we just yarn over and pull the yarn through, because like that our two sides are already connected. And now all we have to do is to take that piece of end yarn, and I'm going to flip the center, and I will just take it along a few stitches towards the inside to hide it. You don't have to put that much effort into it, because again, this is the inside, and we can cut it and then pull it over, and the center ornament is done, including the hanger automatically. And here we go. Ho ho ho. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun making these super cute granny square Santa ornaments with me, and I hope you're going to make lots of them this season. And of course, I hope to see you back again next time, maybe in the woods, maybe from home, who can say? And until then, 'tis the season. Happy crocheting. Bye. These Santas made me a little bit dizzy. Or it's the fresh air in the forest.